Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day would be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 18th of January. The first topic is World Economic Forum Online Davos Agenda 2022. We'll see what the Prime Minister has to say and what is India's stand. Second, vaccination for age group of 12 to 14. And this is very soon coming, an official confirmation coming from the Government of India. Third, SEBI eases preferential allotment rules. We'll see the detail of this as well. Second last is molnupiravir kept out for COVID-19 treatment. At this point of time, the expert are of the opinion that this is not that helpful. And the last is just what doctor ordered for the livestock farmers. We'll see what are the things that need to be taken upon in terms of improving the livestock sectors. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there would be MCQ based questions. These questions would be based on current affairs that you can practice at your home, right? Now moving ahead, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And again, those of you haven't downloaded our IASGAN website, or you can say IASGAN app, you can download it. This is the newer version of 2.0, which will give you a lot more other facilities, right? I have provided a link in the description down below from where you can directly download the app. So do check it out. This will definitely help you in terms of preparation for this examination. Now, starting with the first news, that is World Economic Forum Online Davos Agenda 2022 Summit. This particular news is important for General Studies Paper 2, Bilateral Regional Grouping and Agreement, Evolving India's and Affecting India's Interest. So recently what has happened that the Prime Minister of India has addressed the World Economic Forum. This is World Economic Forum Online Davos Agenda 2022 Summit. This is again important both for prelims as well as for the mains examination, right? So what the Prime Minister has to say, he said that India is committed to be a reliable partner in global supply chain. We have seen also during COVID-19, India has helped a lot many other countries in terms of providing the vaccination, right? And India is a savior, countless lives. India has saved a countless life in terms of by sending medicines, COVID-19 vaccines, and even to several other countries. India has helped a lot many other countries. Even we have provided the drugs, the remdesivir drugs, initially to United States as well. Now, the Prime Minister has highlighted that India is a multilingual, multicultural environment, which he say as a great power, not only for India, but also for a world, as a whole as a world. India is something which would be contributing to some or larger extent. This is what the Prime Minister has to say in his speech, which he was making at World Economic Online Forum for Davos Agenda 2022. Now, the Prime Minister has categorically said the investment part, he just pitched and he focuses more on investment. So what he has to say in terms of investment, first and foremost, things you need to know that India has a third largest number of unicorns in the world. Other than that, India has set a goal for high growth as well as saturations for welfare and wellness for next 25 decades. तो ऐसी टारगेट इंडिया ने रखी है कि आने वाले 25 साल में जो हमारी इकोनॉमी है या फिर जो ओवरऑल इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ेगी. More than 10,000 startups have been registered in last 6 months. This is what the Prime Minister has highlighted. This is only possible because इंडिया की जो ease of doing business है, मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट इंटरवेंशन की वजह से ये सारी चीजें पॉसिबल हुई है. द रेड टेपिज्म विच एक्चुअली एग्जिस्टेड इन द पार्ट ऑफ एनओसी एंड अदर स्टफ हैज बीन मिनिमाइज्ड और पेपर वर्क को भी काफी ज्यादा रिड्यूस किया गया. Now, India has made most competitive in the world by simplifying and reducing the corporate tax rate. Even the corporate tax rate is low to some extent, और दूसरे अगर कंट्री से कंपेयर करें तो हायर है, फिर भी हमारे यहाँ पे इस पे चीजें काम की गई हैं. Things are working on a right direction. And in a year alone, India has reduced more than 25,000 compliances. This is what the Prime Minister has to say, and this was in light of that the Prime Minister wanted that investment in India should be done by the other major company which is operating globally. Now, Prime Minister pitched for P3 प्लान मिशन लाइफ. व्हाट इज दिस P3 प्लान? तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने फोकस किया है कि जो इकोलॉजिकल कॉस्ट है वो हमारे आज के जीवन में जो पॉलिसीज हैं या फिर जो स्टाइल है उसमें अडॉप्ट करने की जरूरत है. एंड ही पॉइंटेड आउट दैट द चैलेंजेस दैट आर लाइफस्टाइल कॉजेस and that is also creating a harm to our climate. So we need to focus upon it. So he has quoted P3. What does P3 plan mean? It says pro-planet people, right? This is what it meant for. आपके पास ऐसे में भी लिखने के इस तरह की चीजें आ सकती है. So make sure you generate some good important point that even you can attempt for a essay. So what is life here? Lifestyle means lifestyle for the environment and vision that is resilient in sustainable lifestyle. एक ऐसी lifestyle हो जो कि environmentally sustainable हो and that is coming common handedly in dealing with the climate crisis as well as other unpredictable changes that can happen to the future in this world, right? So this is more in terms of climate friendly approach that we need to take. ऑल इंडस्ट्रियल मेजर कुछ ऐसे मेजर्स हों जो कि हमारे क्लाइमेट को कम हार्म करे और जो लाइफस्टाइल है जो एनवायरनमेंट की सस्टेनेबिलिटी है उसको ज्यादा प्रमोट करे, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज टू से. Now, other global concerns were also in the agenda of discussion. So, the Prime Minister has said that we need to collectively stress upon some of the important issues. The first is the climate change. जिस तरह से पेरिस climate change की जो target थी इंडिया ने उसमें अपनी performance सही दी है. And even for 2070, India has pitched for that we will have a net zero emissions, right? Even compared to many other countries, the performance of India is great. Now, inflation and supply chain disruption is another issues that was discussed. Need for concentrated actions against cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency is a debate which is ongoing in India. Government has already come up with the bill. मैंने कल इस पे एक editorial discuss किया है. If not watched it, do check it out. A brilliant editorial that was written by the editor. I have discussed this. आपको देखने की जरूरत है. आप check करें जरूर. Ability of multilateral agencies to tackle the emerging challenges, right? What are the other important problem in the multilateral agency that need to be adequately addressed? Now, the other news, vaccination for 12 to 18 age group soon. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So, according to the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunizations, it has been stated by the government that India would soon start the vaccination process for the age group between 12 to 14. India has already started the vaccination for 15 to 18 on 3rd of this particular year, right? तो 3rd of January 2022 से इन लोगों को भी वैक्सीनेशन दी गई है जो कि 15 से 18 के एज ग्रुप में है और ये वैक्सीन्स भारत बायोटेक की कोवैक्सीन वैक्सीन पे दी जा रही है, राइट? सो द नेम ऑफ द वैक्सीन व्हिच इज बीइंग एडमिनिस्टर्ड टू दिस एज ग्रुप इज कोवैक्सीन, राइट? एंड दिस इज द ओनली वन इमरजेंसी वैक्सीन दैट हैज बीन अप्रूव्ड फॉर द चिल्ड्रन. And we have seen the cases is increasing because of the new variant named Omicron. This particular variant is a variant of concern by WHO. So इसके वजह से cases भी बढ़ रहे हैं and even the government is of the notion that more and more number of age group people should be included in the vaccination process. Now we need to understand what is the global status in terms of vaccination. So पूरे वर्ल्ड में किस तरह से बच्चों की वैक्सीनेशन की जा रही है. We'll see country wise. If you talk about Europe, in Europe, like जितने भी यूरोपियन मेडिकल एजेंसीज हैं उन्होंने फाइजर वैक्सीन को अप्रूव किया है फॉर 12 to 15 years old. And since EU as country has moved for the speed of vaccination also, तो कुछ अलग अलग कंट्रीज की अगर बात करें यूरोप में, लाइक डेनमार्क एंड स्पेन, दिस हैज ऑलरेडी गिवन फॉर 12 to 15. स्पेन में 12 से 19 जो बच्चे हैं उन पॉपुलेशन को सिंगल डोज की वैक्सीन दी जा चुकी है. For France too, that has moved almost 66% of the vaccination for the age group of 12 to 70, right? And 52% of their population is fully vaccinated. This is for this particular age group. And in June, basically Germany की अगर बात करें, they have recommended vaccines should be offered to the children between age group 12 to 15. तो और भी दूसरे कंट्रीज के जो वैक्सीनेशन है वो 12 से 15 की एज ग्रुप को भी कवर कर रही है. If you talk about India, we are already presently we are catering only 15 to 18 age group, right? Now talking about United States, यहाँ पे US और Canadian regulators ने कहा है they first approved the Pfizer jab जो कि 12 ईयर के ऑनवर्ड्स के लोगों को लगाई जा रही है, बच्चों को लगाई जा रही है. In China, in June actually what China did that they began the process from 3 to 17. चाइना ने जो 3 साल से बच्चे हैं, 3 से 17 ईयर्स तक के जो बच्चे हैं उनको अप्रूवल की है वैक्सीन. दिस इज साइनोवैक वैक्सीन विच दे हैव यूजिंग. And country has set tougher target for vaccination 80% of its 1.4 billion population, right? So चाइना में स्पीड काफ़ी अच्छी है, इंडिया में भी ऑलरेडी वैक्सीनेशन काफ़ी सही पेस पे है, बट कंपेयर टू मेनी अदर कंट्रीज, अदर वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज, आवर स्पिरिट इज लैकिंग. गवर्नमेंट ने इसको बहुत हद तक पेशअप किया है. नाउ थिंग्स हैज इम्प्रूव्ड, वी नीड टू वर्क मोर ऑन द वैक्सीनेशन पार्ट. Now, this is an infograph that will give you an idea about how the vaccination process is going worldwide. So, the first among the world those is the United States. The United States rank here, that is on the first, US being the first, second Hungary, third France, then Netherlands, Italy, Australia, Germany, United Kingdom, Norway, and Spain. So, these are the countries with their actual one dose vaccination and dual dose vaccinations. Now, SEBI eases preferential allotment rules. This particular news is important for General Studies Paper 3, Indian Economy and Issues Related to Planning, Mobilization, Resource, Growth and Development. So, the market regulator SEBI ने recently decide किया है that they are going to relax the price norm और जो lock-in requirements हैं उनको easy करने की कोशिश की सकी, ताकि जो companies हैं वो अपने fund को raise कर सके and even they can come up with the preferential allotment of the shares. What SEBI has decided, this is also considering for the introduction of alternative dispute resolutions, which is also known as ADR, right? And it aims to provide effective system for settling the dispute between the investors and the regulated entities. Now, how investor charter is going to be implemented? Security Exchange Board of India, इसको SEBI के नाम से भी जाते हैं, उन्होंने लास्ट ईयर नवंबर के टाइम में एक इन्वेस्टर चार्टर पब्लिश की थी, which call for strengthening the efforts to protect the investor interest, promote transparency और जो मार्केट में अवेयरनेस है उसको इन्हांस करने की कोशिश की गई थी, ताकि जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं उनके बीच ट्रस्ट और कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड की जा सके. Now, pricing norms and lock-in requirement that has been taken into considerations. So the regulator has relaxed the price norm and other lock-in requirement in terms of easing the companies जहाँ पे वो fund raise कर पाएंगे in terms of preferential allotment of shares, right? So this is to ensure कि जितने भी investors हैं या जो companies हैं वो first and foremost अपने जो allotment of share है उनको priority दे सकते हैं. It has also allowed the pledge of share allotment to the promoters and the promoter grouped under the preferential issues during the lock-in period also. Further, SEBI ने जो timeline है उसको कट की है for filing the settlement application to just 60 days from current 180 days, right? This is an effort that will make system more efficient और earliest resolutions की तरफ भी ये पहली कदम होगी. So these are some of the pricing norms and lock-in requirement that the SEBI has revamped. Molnupiravir kept out for COVID-19 treatment. This particular news is important for General Studies Paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So what the government has decided, the COVID Management Authority, they have decided that the antiviral drug Molnupiravir, this was actually a drug that was being used to treat influenza. Influenza के treatment में इसको use की जाती थी पहले. Now the government has decided that only remdesivir and tocilizumab would be the only drug that can be given, right? So the guideline were revised where All India Institute of Medical Sciences and even ICMR has said that we do not need to continue with the molnupiravir. This is not being effective. Now, कुछ risk group हैं जिनको ये drugs दी जा रही थी. The higher risk group or even the people with the comorbid categories were actually being considered to be the target group. 60 plus the people with comorbid. कौन-कौन से diseases include हैं? That include cardiovasculars, hypertension, or even diabetics people who are immunocompromised, even people who have HIV, active tuberculosis or liver, kidney, cerebral diseases, या फिर जो लोग obesity के शिकार हैं उनको risk group में रखा गया था to give any emergency drugs that is required during the COVID-19 infections. Now some safety norm has been advised. So molnupiravir has been previously received thumb from the ICMR, जिनको ICMR ने और जो ड्रग कंट्रोल जनरल ऑफ इंडिया ने अप्रूव किया था रिसेंटली, बट ICMR के जो डायरेक्टर जनरल है, दे हैव आल्सो रेज सम सेफ्टी कंसर्न विद द यूज ऑफ दिस ड्रग, राइट? मीनवाइल जो वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है, दे हैव एडेड 40 न्यू ड्रग्स, दैट इज baritinib and other is storomimab. These are some of the treatment that was added by the WHO to ensure that और भी जो कैटेगरीज के लोग हैं उनको इस तरह की वैक्सीनेशन दी जाए, इवन ड्रग्स दी जाए, राइट? दीज आर द ड्रग्स नॉट वैक्सीन. सो द ग्लोबल हेल्थ बॉडी हैज नोटेड एंड इट हैज रिकमेंडेड दैट अगर कोई ऐसे लोग जो कि क्रिटिकली हैं कोविड-19 के इन्फेक्शन से, तो उनको स्टोरुमिमैब की जो मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज है या फिर जो ड्रग है वो दी जा सकती है, सो दैट इट कैन ट्रीट पीपल टू द मॉडरेट लेवल, राइट? So these are some of the drugs. Names are not important. आपको किसी भी ड्रग के नाम याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Now only things that you can get, UPSC will never ask you about the name of the drug. Even it can ask about remdesivir, it functioning, या फिर molnupiravir के जो drugs हैं वो किसके लिए initially treat हुई थी. These are the things that would be important, right? Now the other news, this is an editorial, just what the doctor ordered for the livestock farmers. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues rising from it. This particular editorial is written by Atul Chaturvedi. He is the Secretary of Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Dairy. Some insights has been given that how actually the livestock sectors are farming and what are the things that need to be done. So under this editorial, I'll be discussing upon 6 important subheads. The first being the government intervention. Second, inadequate testing and treatment facilities. Third would be the antibiotic resistance, Mcq committee, milk loss and advantage of mobile veterinary units. तो पूरी एडिटोरियल में फोकस की गई है अबाउट लाइफ स्टॉक हेल्थ एंड डिजीज कंट्रोल प्रोग्राम के बारे में. So the 20th livestock की जो census हुई है, it says that India today has almost a population of 537 million livestock in our country. और ये जितनी इसकी population है उसमें 95.8 population जो है वो rural area से आती है. Then again the question is, if this much population, almost 95% of जो population है livestock की वो अगर rural area से आ रही है तो प्रॉब्लम्स भी जो रूरल एरिया में है क्या वो एड्रेस हो पा रही है नहीं, इसके बारे में डिस्कशन की गई है डिटेल में. सो गिवन द फैक्ट दैट कंट्रीज लाइव स्टॉक इन रूरल एरिया आर दे बेसिकली बिलोंग टू दिस पर्टिकुलर रीजन, तो उस एरिया जो रिमोट लोकेशन है वहाँ पे जो वेटरनरी सर्विसेज की प्रॉब्लम है वो एक बहुत बड़ी चैलेंज होगी. डेफिनेटली इफ दिस पॉपुलेशन इज गोइंग टू बी इन अर्बन एरिया तो उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती. रूरल एरिया में बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ विच द डेथ्स ऑफ हायर लाइफ स्टॉक इज ऑल्सो बी रिपोर्टेड, राइट? तो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज है, इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस अक्सर मेंस में भी पूछे जा सकते हैं आपसे. लाइवस्टॉक फार्मर्स आर ऑफन कंप्लेन, जहाँ की उनको बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स को लेकर के, जहाँ पे वो लॉन्गेविटी की बात हो उनके फार्म, खास करके जो लाइफ स्टॉक्स जो पॉपुलेशन है उनके लेकर के, या फिर जो प्रोडक्टिविटी है लाइफ स्टॉक की, ये दोनों एक बहुत ही ऐसी बड़ी सवाल है जो कि खास करके रूरल एरियाज में तो नहीं, जो रूरल एरियाज है वहाँ अभी भी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं कंपेयर टू अर्बन एरियाज. So if you compare rural area as well as urban area, the problem still exists in rural areas because of not having adequate facilities as compared to the urban areas. Now we'll understand the government intervention in terms of what actually has been done. So the government has identified a slew of measures जहाँ पे कोशिश ये की गई है कि जो लाइफ स्टॉक हेल्थ और डिजीज कंट्रोल प्रोग्राम है उसको हर रूरल एरियाज तक इम्प्लीमेंट किया जा सके. So what government has started, they are establishing and strengthening the veterinary service, जिसको मोबाइल वेटरनरी यूनिट्स के थ्रू कोशिश की जा रही है गैप को फिल किया जा सके, सो दैट अ मोबाइल यूनिट ऑफ डॉक्टर्स और एक्सपर्ट इज देयर दैट कैन हेल्प द पीपल फ्रॉम द रूरल एरियाज, राइट? एंड until now the government has provided doorstep services to related to the artificial inseminations and vaccinations of the livestock, right? Now inadequate testing की अगर बात करें और जो टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटीज़ हैं उसकी काफ़ी कमी है रूरल एरियाज में स्टिल. सो पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी ने अपने स्टैंड में ये क्लियर कहा है, दे हैव नोटेड दैट द ट्रीटमेंट फैसिलिटीज़ फॉर वेटनरी डिजीजेज इज़ अ मेजर चैलेंज. और स्पेशली जो रूरल एरिया है वहाँ पे जो जूनोटिक डिजीज़ है उनके लिए भी कोई ऐसी लैब्स नहीं है, कोई ऐसे क्लिनिक्स नहीं है जहाँ पे लोग अपने लाइफ स्टॉक को ले जा सके एंड दे कैन मेक देम ट्रीटेड. So most village in the country lack the testing facility. These are the recommendations coming from the parliamentary standing committee. If you're writing in mains paper, must highlight this point. Now, so mobile veterinary units can play a very important role in plugging this gap, right? Definitely, जब mobile vans होंगी तो लोगों के पास एक opportunity होगी कि उनको कहीं नहीं जाना है, mobile van उनके area में, उनके locality में reach out करनी है. Now जो एंटीमाइटोबिक रेजिस्टेंस है उसके बारे में अगर बात करें, so we have seen this is mostly with regards to the antimicrobial resistance that we have, any individual or animal, दोनों को भी ये हो सकती है. So untrained health workers have been popular in the area, और ये less consultations की वजह से even for the less fee they people are charging, people tend to go to them, right? तो एक easily accessible होने की वजह से लोग ऐसे डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं जो अनट्रेंड है, दे आर एक्चुअली नॉट वेटनरी डॉक्टर्स, जिसकी वजह से काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हुई है और ये एंटीबायोटिक्स की जो रेजिस्टेंस है दैट इज क्रिएटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम, राइट? So the disease is also there. The mastitis is a disease which is being inflammatory in the udder in the cattle that is taking place, और इसके वजह से जो डेथ है वो भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा रिपोर्ट की गई. So the problem in the persistence of antimicrobial resistance occur in the animal where जो लॉन्गर रिस्पॉन्डेड होनी चाहिए जिस तरह से एक पर्टिकुलर ड्रग्स की, वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा टाइम तक होती है. बाद में जब एक्चुअल ड्रग एडमिनिस्टर की जाती है, सो दैट इज क्रिएटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम. Now, even the World Health Organization has said that antimicrobial resistance is a priority pathogens which cause almost जो कैटलॉग में 12 स्पेसिफिक बैक्टीरिया के बारे में बात की गई है. इवन जो MUV है, खास करके जो मोबाइल यूनिट्स होंगे, दैट विल मिटिगेट द एंटीमाइक्रोबियल रेजिस्टेंस with One Health, One Vision, which was led by the government action plan of the WHO. Right? So definitely WHO has a specific guideline in terms of the health of veterinary or livestock. Government of India need to implement it in the right direction. Although जिस तरह से mobile units बनाई गई हैं, mobile veterinary units, this is definitely helping, but we need to extend it to the larger community and even जो reachability है उसको बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है. Now, MK Jain committee was formed. This committee highlighted the livestock farmer at the faster pace. एक कंपेयर की गई है कि जो एग्रीकल्चर फार्मर्स हैं उनकी खास करके जो क्रेडिट की बात हो या फिर लाइफ स्टॉक इंश्योरेंस की बात हो, दिस इज वेरी बैड, राइट? सो दीज पीपल आर अनेबल टू एक्सेस बोथ ऑफ देम. And presently, almost estimations की गई है, there are almost 66,000 of veterinary hospitals, polyclinic, dispensaries, and aid center that is working across the country. If we talk about the livestock health and disease control, this particular scheme aims to plug the gap that is there with the limitation of sanitary hospitals by providing veterinary diagnostic and treatment facilities. To some extent, this is doing well, but definitely जब इसकी penetrations की बात करें, rural areas में reachability की बात करें, वो अभी भी काफ़ी कम है. Now, milk loss is another issue. Approximately 70% of India's milk supply is sourced from a small farmer, जिनके पास almost either they have one animal or either they have 5 animals, right? So because of mastitis, the problem is existing, and milk loss is approximately 10 liter per day to the farmer. And most of the farmer, they have reported the death of the livestock that could be a different and substances to starvations, right? तो starvation की वजह से भी जो milk production है वो भी काफ़ी कम हुई है. And the animal issues has compounded to the growing presence of salmon, जहाँ पे drugs की distributions in rural communities have been impacted. And see, this particular issue is something not about only milk loss. This is a overall problem that is existing. तो एक chain of problem है जिसके वजह से milk loss भी हो रही है farmers. Now, advantage of mobile veterinary units, you can specifically highlight the benefit of this. तो MUV ने build किया है डोर स्टेप डिलीवरी, जहाँ पे एक स्टेशनरी हॉस्पिटल बनाने की कोशिश की गई है ताकि फार्मर्स को बेनिफिट मिले. एंड दिस हैज बीन सक्सेसफुली रनिंग इन मोस्ट स्टेट्स लाइक आंध्र प्रदेश, गुजरात, मध्य प्रदेश, उड़ीसा, तेलंगाना एंड वेस्ट बंगाल. मेनी अदर स्टेट्स आर टेकिंग बेनिफिट फॉर दिस. The main focus is to upgrade the health services, disease surveillance training, and disease reporting on the real-time basis. So these are some advantages. और कुछ advantages की अगर बात करें, so it is providing that country में जो employment opportunities है veterinarians और assistants की, उनकी भी demand बढ़ी है. तो जो job creations है in terms of providing jobs to the veterinary doctors has also increased, right? And there's a great deal of scope of innovation that is there in terms of the private sector in context of animal and MUVs. Further, अगर partnership की जाए, public private partnership अगर होती है, तो जो MUV मॉडल है वो हायर रिटर्न देगी और उसमें जो इन्वेस्टमेंट की जा रहे हैं उसके बेनिफिट्स भी काफ़ी अच्छे होंगे. सो गवर्नमेंट नीड टू हैव अ ट्रिपल पी इन दिस मॉडल सो दैट मोर एंड मोर पीपल कमिंग इन टू प्ले. बेनिफिट्स दोनों लोगों की होंगी, चाहे वो अर्बन एरिया, चाहे वो रूरल एरियाज के लोग हों, अर्बन एरियाज के लोग. इवन द इन्वेस्टमेंट दैट इज बीइंग डन वुड गिव अ फ्रूटफुल रिजल्ट. एंड बेसिकली जो गाइडेंस है लाइफ स्टॉक सेक्टर्स को वो अच्छी मिलेगी विद द MUV मॉडल. So this is how this model can be implemented. If this question is being asked in case study, you need to highlight the MUV models and its relevance, right? So this was all about the editorial. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is C. For first, it is A. For second, it is C. Now, question for practice, Maitri Setu project. Maitri Setu symbolizes bilateral relationship between friendly ties India and Sri Lanka. The project has been taken care by Land Port Authority of India. So you have to practice this question, और भी इस तरह के जो projects हैं globally, you need to practice it. Second question for practice, joint military exercise, that is Dust 2, is between which among the following countries? India, Sri Lanka, India, Japan, Russia, India and Afghanistan, India and Uzbekistan. So आपको अगर पता है तो ज़रूर आंसर बताएं. If not, you can check what is the correct answer, और जितनी भी military exercises हैं, that would be important, especially those of you who are appearing for CAPF examination, right? तो CAPF में जो लोग appear कर रहे हैं उनके लिए भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा important. This was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.